Rajiv, thank you for this talk. My very brief question is, can you elaborate a little bit what is the damage uh, which we can have by having Adi Shankaracharya's Pitham in Columbia University? Because I think it will help us understand your point.
Yes. So, in this book, each chapter in the middle of the book, most of the chapters are each one taking a particular topic of Western scholarship and why it is damaging us. So, for instance, removing the Paramarthika as a positive quality in our tradition and saying that only the Vyavarika is valuable is amounts to atheism, because it says remove the sacred dimension. Now, Adi Shankara, no way would you say that is a legitimate view of Adi Shankara if the Paramarthika realm has been removed. Not only Paramarthika realm and the sacredness has been removed, it is being considered abusive. The Vedas' sacredness is considered abusive socially against Shudras, against women and all that by these Western scholars. It is considered a political device to exploit. And the whole Ramayan is being interpreted. In my book, I have a whole chapter on Ramayan, a whole chapter on Paramarthika as the Purvapaksha on what they are saying. Ramayan is considered abusive, and Ramayan is considered something which was not popular in India until 1,000 years ago. It became a device to fight Muslim invaders. This is what they're saying. That Ramayan became very popular when the Turks invaded. The Hindu kings needed to unite and give the public somebody to fight and give a big ideology. So they took Ramayan and they projected Ravana and the Rakshasa upon those guys. They turned them into the bad guys. And so according to these Western scholars, the whole Ramayan from 1,000 years till today has been an anti-Islam project. This is how they say the today fight of against Muslims in Ayodhya and all that uses Ramayan. So Ramayan is a weapon of mass destruction, intellectual weapon of mass destruction. This is my phrase I'm using, but describing what they're saying. So I go on point after point. Their whole history of Sanskrit, why did Sanskrit spread? They keep praising it's a beautiful language. It's not a sacred, it's a political language. It's a language for political kavya, for the king to spread his knowledge, his power over the people, so he can exploit them and he can be oppressive to them. And this kavya, this Ramayana glorifying the king is why the king promoted Sanskrit. So this book answers that very question. The whole thing I wanted to emphasize is that I'm not against those people because they're white or they're Christian or they're Jews or any of that stuff. If they were true to if they were insiders ideologically, I would not have a problem. So in effect, the question you're asking is what's the difference between insiders and outsiders? Yeah, because they're outsiders. So what is the difference and why does the difference matter? So the whole book is to explain what is the position of the outsiders and why the insiders ought to be bothered and complain about it, and how the outsider position does harm to us. So it's like any position, any ideology, any intellectual position which is held by some people I call insiders. And those who are outsiders and want to topple it, you would do a lot of damage if you put them in charge. If you put them in charge of your ambassadorship. That's the reason.